Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. We didn't really have too much price action. We saw a little bit of a red candle to the downside that broke very briefly our support area, but not on a substantial or sustainable basis. However, it looks quite impulsive. Well, it could be that we had here an A wave, a B wave triangle, and the C wave to the downside of this wave too. And it really only very briefly touched it didn't even break the 78.6 fib, only with a wick. I often say that's not a problem because it recovered basically immediately. But then my view is if it wants to follow this count, it should have the wave 2 now. Otherwise, we'll probably see a much stronger move down, possibly again for retest of 22.3 or 22k. And then, as I said in yesterday's video, if we lose these two support areas, then we have some clarity that we are most likely already in the green wave 4, which would still result in another wave 5 to the upside, most likely, as long as 19,950 is holding. So 19,950 is major bullish support. That's the main support here. And everything until then is just sort of small, we've got some micro support here and small basically volatility up there in the resistance area, support area, where we're just consolidating and where Bitcoin could set up for higher in a further extension. But to do that, it really needs to deliver now. It needs to move up. I told you yesterday that if we apply a different wave count, we could even argue that Bitcoin's local high is already in, a more substantial high, because depending on how you count this, we've reached the 2.618 Fibonacci extension perfectly up here. That is normally for a wave 5 the ideal target. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is also a possible count. It doesn't really add up with the lower level price action for me. That's why I don't prefer this count, but it's something I'm watching and something that I just wanted to make you aware of also in yesterday's video, so you can build that into your risk management, because let's be honest, a count works out for a while. This one did, we had various support areas here to enter, 5 actually that worked out, and I think even more. I took some out here. Remember in that messy price action, sideways action, I took a few longs and moved up stop losses, then got stopped out in profit and so on, because we had a few dips here. But either way, at some point, this will break. Like every count will break at some point, and if those micro support levels will hold, then we are still in the main count here in this green wave 4 that we are waiting for still. I don't think Bitcoin has seen this main wave 4 yet. I think this is still to come, and we would have a signal that we are there if we break below that orange support area of 22,000, 22,000 I would say, and we then should come into that green area. Just to give you both levels within that area, we've got here the $20,000 level, and on the upside we've got 21,760. And from here, ideally, we are then moving up in a 5th wave. Today, we can expect a lot of volatility. We've got core PCE data at 8:30 a.m. Eastern time. That will shake markets up a little bit. Don't be surprised if some support levels are taken out. Resistance areas as well. Or if you set a stop loss, that might be taken out. Your take profit might be taken out, and then it just goes quickly into the other direction. That volatility often happens on days like these. However, normally CPI is generating a little bit more volatility. However, it now happens just before the FOMC interest rate decision on, I think it's Tuesday or Wednesday next week, certainly the 1st of Feb. And we then, I think it's Wednesday. And because of that, it has quite a lot of meaning maybe. So we'll see. But the view is here that we can explore if this is a small 1-2 setup still here to the upside. We broke a little bit more than ideal. However, we recovered immediately, and we are now hovering just above the support area. So it could be that we had here a small 1-2, and we're now going to move up in 3, but that's very speculative. We have no evidence for that. and we haven't even taken out the previous high. So we might see a little bit more sideways action until PCE is coming out, and then we may see the market to make a decision. Bear in mind, when we get these numbers, you often see the market go into one direction and then suddenly it turns around and finishes off in the other direction. So it will be interesting. Obviously evidence that we are going higher. I would like to see at least those previous swing highs taken out here at 23,300. And then we should take out this wave 1 high of 23,820 or 830. And then we can move higher. Target for that third wave. But again, it's a bit speculative at the moment. We don't need that anymore. We've done enough in this move up. Target would be 24,915. Seems really high, but it would be like the next extension to the upside if we still get a higher wave 5 within this wave 3. But again, we don't need to do it. It could very well be that Bitcoin finished off its wave 3 with this high, and Ethereum is also already on its way into the wave 4. But that is what today's day will bring. These are certainly some support areas. I mentioned that could be used for scaling in again, but be aware that obviously the higher we climb, at some point one of these support areas will break, but that just means that we have another opportunity to scale into this area. Okay, and that's my update about Bitcoin. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.